Hey, Theo.
Hey, Deb, how are you?
I am so happy to get to speak with you again. Last time we talked, it's been so long. LA Film Festival, Lowriders premiere.
Oh, wow, that was a hot day. Do you remember that?
Oh my God. And then all the lowrider cars. Oh my God.
Yeah. That was an
Yes.
amazing day, but it was like the center of the sun. It was very hot that day. I remember it very well.
And,
And I shouldn't have wore all black, but it was great.
but you looked really good.
Thanks. Those cars were amazing. What a great premiere that was.
Oh my God. I think it's one of the best definitely that LA Film Festival ever had.
Yeah, I mean, all those lowriders, it was really cool. Oh, great to talk to you again.
I'm so excited. I'm also thrilled because Escape the Field earlier this year in May.
Yeah.
What a great
Yeah.
film. What a great job you all did with Emerson and that film. So creative. It had me on the edge of my seat the entire time. You as Tyler were fabulous.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot. Yeah, I was just on the phone with Emerson. We're about to do another project together. I'm a big fan. He'll be with me tonight at the screening here, and he's a great friend, and we've worked together a bunch. So yeah, I'm glad you like that. That was the first movie I did back during the pandemic, so that was like kind of an experiment, and we did it in a cornfield.
Yes.
It was an interesting movie at best.
Emerson and I talked at great length about making that film, and just an amazing job. But as I said, so unique, so original. And now here you are in Emily the Criminal, another very unique, original story that we haven't seen before.
I'm trying to keep you on your toes there. I
Yeah.
got to keep you guessing. Got to keep doing things that no one expects.
You're certainly doing that, Theo. I love this film. I love the style of the film. It's very real. But I love your character of Youcef and what you bring to him. Because I got news for you. If I had $50,000 in student debt or any debt, and a guy like you was sitting there saying nobody's going to get hurt, you can make some money with this, and the way you would smile, I'd probably say, yeah, okay, I'll give it a try.
Listen, if this doesn't work out, you might get that phone call. I might put you on, who knows, we'll do a Ponzi scheme or something together. We're going to get it going. You'll be ready. Get that 50K ready.
You know, number one, what spoke to you about this script when it came across your desk and you read it?
I mean, first and foremost, it's the fact that it's a writer-director. That's always my writer-directors they're getting more, you're seeing them more, but to me that's always an amazing attribute that I look for in a project. Aubrey Plaza, I think she's absolutely fantastic, and I think that she's just something special, and she takes chances. She always keeps people guessing. She does really interesting roles, and we just wanted to work together. And after we met, and we wanted to make this happen, so and we did. So that was the two most important things, and then also the script. The script is the point of us being in entertainment and watching movies and watching, TV shows. The ones that we remember the most over our lifetimes are the ones that we relate to in some way or another. Even if we've never done it, we want to picture ourselves in it.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to that walk to the parking lot after leaving the theater with that person we saw, where we want to say, what would I do if that was me? And what would I do? Like you just said. And I think that's part of the ride. So I think with this, when I read it, that was the most attractive thing that I immediately thought, what would I do if my back was fully against the wall? What have I done when my back's been against the wall? And I think that drew me the most to it, because it's that what if situation for the
Mm-hmm. Well, you really, really sell it. Let me tell you, you are so genuine as Youcef. And the dynamic that you and Aubrey have in character, we can feel it heating up as she gets deeper into this quote unquote business, shall we say.
Mm-hmm.
And watching the two of you open up to each other, and both of you, you're very closed for the bulk of the film. But then little things like her hair, Emily's hair changes. She start instead of being buttoned up in the ugly blue service uniform, suddenly she's got more confidence because of you. You're more confident and you're bringing her home to your mother. It's really lovely to watch this human interest dynamic take place. So how did the two of you develop this so that it would be a natural growth and progression? Did you have the benefit of rehearsal? What was that process like for you developing this character and this relationship on screen?
Well, it's great that you said that, and thank you so much for noticing all that. Yeah, we were very lucky. I was coming off a project. She was coming off a project. We both had met in LA, and because of the way we were doing this film during really the height of COVID a year ago today, or maybe not the height, but at one of the high points, and we had at least 10 days before we were going to film. And John was really adamant about us rehearsing every day and being together every day and eating together every day and spending time together. So that's a tremendous part of it. And then also, I think, and we all know this in our own life, you know this, I know this, anybody here listening to this knows this. Sometimes you just meet people and you just get along. You just get it. You understand that they're for you. And on the flip side of that, sometimes you meet people and you don't want them anywhere near you. We just knew right away that we were in this together, and we had an immediate relationship and an immediate kind of in step with each other. And we knew that from our first rehearsal. We knew that from the first time we met, and we both believe that it really translated into the film. We both had each other's back. This was her film that she produced. She's absolutely incredible in it, and my job was to be there and support her and to make her have the best experience she could have, because this film's very important to her, and that's my job.
What was the most challenging aspect of breathing life and resonance into Youcef?
I think that the most important aspect was to make him, even though what he was doing for a living, and was to make him sympathetic. Mm-hmm. My goal with a lot of my characters, and I've played some really dark, what the world might consider violent or, criminal or whatever, but what I always want to trick people with is that I want you to feel for them. And him more than that, because I don't think he wasn't doing anything so bad. He wasn't like a violent criminal, right? Like, right. I've played those.
Yes,
those
you have.
Those are a little harder to make sympathetic. He's doing for what they might call white collar crime. And I think I had to make him sympathetic. I had to make you like him. I had to make you want to believe him. I had to make you want to go to lunch with him. And that's always my goal in the characters I play, because when someone says, oh, you're playing a bad guy, I say, well, let the audience determine if he's a bad guy. It's their choice.
And the beauty of Youcef, and when you went into the apartments that you were trying to get money to buy, and you walk in and you're very lovingly touching the wall with the fresh coat of paint on it, a white blank canvas, that is such a poignant moment. And the look on your face is just priceless. My heart melted because that was the sincerity and the beauty within Youcef that came forward, really emerged in that moment. And you knocked my socks off in that scene.
Oh, thank you so much. I like that. I'm definitely going to be asking you for $50,000.
Did you do any research into this whole credit card fraud thing, or did you rely on what John had in the script?
I did a lot of research. I do when I play characters. You know, I said this before. I'm not big on when actors talk about how they do roles. I just think it's kind of ludicrous. But my thought process is, and my process when I'm playing a character is, it's all about not just who they are, not where they're from, but like I need to know everything they do. So I was fortunate that I knew a lot about this already. I knew a lot about credit card fraud. I knew a lot about that world. I knew a lot about dummy shopping, and I really dove even deeper into it in my research and talking to people. And then at the same time, you know, just who he was, you know, where he was from, what he was about, and that all is being done way, you know, the second I say yes, the second the film is happening, the second we know it's a go, my entire life is that, and nothing else. You know, what kind of music they listen to, what kind of food they eat, how they walk, how they talk, everything becomes about that, and I become, you know, a little bit obsessive about it because I know that I only have one shot at it, so I have to do it to the best of my ability. So yeah, I learned as much as I absolutely could about everything to do with credit card fraud. So I'm ready when you're ever.
What was the most interesting thing that you learned in preparation for this role about
How
that?
easy it is.
You know,
How easy it is to get people's credit card numbers. Really easy. Anytime you're on an open network. No, that it's everybody's on an open source network, so you just don't realize how vulnerable you are. You know, you're relying on a lot of other companies to protect you, so that was a real eye-opener for me. You know, and I went into this, like, deep rabbit hole of, like, protection. I was like, and VPNs, and, you know, certain browsers, and certain... Because it's incredible how open and most people are, and they don't know it. That was the first thing I learned. And, you know, how many people don't change their passwords, and how many... So this was all incredible knowledge for me to gain, and probably also super helpful for my own life.
mm-hmm. One more question. You know,
Come on, Deb.
I
Come on.
gotta come up with a good one for you here, Theo.
Mm-hmm.
Having now made Emily the Criminal, you always take something away and put into your own arsenal. Be you an actor, be you a director, a producer, a writer. What did you learn about yourself as an actor making this film that you can now put into your arsenal and take forward into your future projects?
The experience. This one was all about the experience for me. This one was all about how much I truly enjoyed making this film. That was probably a lot. Listen, there's a lot of great films that you make over your career if you're fortunate enough, and projects that you're on, television shows. And there's some that, you know, maybe aren't as great for whatever that reason is. This one, the one thing that I will always pull from this, no matter what happens from it, is I had such a wonderful experience making it. Like, there were times when I was on it that I was like, if I can just do films like this for the rest of my career, I'd be happy. The way, everything that went down with it.
Well, I'll watch anything that you're in, Theo. And, you know, the fact that you are now going to team up with Emerson on something else, I'm already anxious for that.
Oh,
but
thanks. Yeah, hopefully sooner than later. We're in process, and I'll let him know tonight that you say hello.
Please do, and thank you for making Emily the Criminal. I really, really like this film.
All right, Deb. If you go down any criminal path, don't blame me. I appreciate it.
I won't. Thanks, Theo. Have a great night.
Thanks, Deb.
Bye-bye.